One of my most important jobs, believe it or not, is acknowledging our visitors. Because without our visitors, our guests, and our sponsors, the event doesn't happen. And as I was saying earlier, this is an amazing event. So if you could indulge me just for a couple of minutes here in my welcoming you to our elementary school. I'd like to welcome our Chief of Police here in the City of Providence, Chief Clements. So we have quite a few folks to welcome this morning. I would never want to rain on the Chief's parade. I'm going to go through the list. At the end, we have one big round of applause so that we can actually get through the list and acknowledge as many folks as possible. If I forget anyone, please let me know, because I will. I will forget someone. I don't want to forget anyone. That's the thing about recognizing folks. So we also have Commissioner Parry here today, the Public Safety Commissioner. I'd like to welcome him here to our event this morning. The mayor would like to I think my timing is off a little bit. So again, we'll have one round of applause at the end. So, we'd like to welcome the president of the NEARI, Mr. Larry Purtle. We'd like to also welcome Mr. Bob Walsh, two of the first gentlemen that I met when I started hosting this event. Tremendous supporters of our school, so very happy to see you here again today. Mr. Frank Flynn, the president of the Rhode Island AFT. I'd like to welcome Mr. George Neat, president of the Rhode Island AFL-CIO. I'd also like to welcome our friends from the local Teamsters 251. A mistake I made a couple of years ago when I kind of messed up a couple of collections of folks. Also want to take a minute, a very good friend of mine, a high school friend of mine, a former teammate of mine, Mr. Dennis LaValle. Dennis passed away this past year. Dennis was a tough guy. I remember Dennis when we were kids playing baseball. He was the catcher. I was a terrible pitcher. He used to yell at me all the time. I was like, oh my God, this kid's gonna knock me out. He was tough, but he was fair, he was honest, and he was straightforward, and he fought what needed to be fought for. That's how I remember Dennis. He was a classmate of mine, a teammate of mine, and when I heard of his passing, I was devastated. I couldn't believe it. It really hit home. There was somebody my age, my grade, my friend, my teammate who had passed. It hurt. But I want him and his family to know that his legacy will always live on here at our school for the contributions that he had here, and that's how I'll always remember Dennis.
Thank you, brother.
We also have other representatives from the police and fire department from the City of Providence. God bless those folks. And I'll tell you this too, because they're tremendous partners of ours. They're not tough guys and tough women who walk the streets being mean to people. These are people who go out and help. These are people who ask you, do you need anything? These are people who say, is somebody bothering you? I'll help stand up for you. These are people who are saying, oh, you have a fire? I'll come in and I'll help you. These are the folks that keep us safe on a daily basis when you don't even know it. They risk their lives on a daily basis. We can very often take it for granted. Guess what? Today we're not. But I definitely want, and we're going to give a very loud round of applause to the police and fire. We again have our friends here from the IBEW, who I kind of made a joke a couple of years ago, like, whoa, did I do something wrong? Am I in trouble? And then I had a chance to meet these gentlemen. Wow. Talk about straight up people. They said to me, whatever you need, whenever you need it, I'll do whatever you need. If these kids need a ride home, if they need somebody to escort them home, if you need money, if you need work done around the school, whatever you need, whenever you need it, we're the first people we want you to call. Don't call anybody else, you call us. That's from the first time I met them. I didn't even know them. And that's how they've been since the day I met them. I've had at least 2 or 3 of them say that again to me today. You need anything? How can I help you? What do you need? I'm like, no, I'm good. No, what do you need? Like, you tell us first. We want to be the first ones to help you. It means a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have quite a few high school and college friends here today. I know Mount St. Charles, Pontiac, University of Rhode Island. We have friends here from Providence College today. So to all of the young folks who are here today, and I can say young folks, I'm at that point in my life where I can say young folks, which I was hoping I would never get to that point, but I now say things like young folks. Welcome to our school. Thank you for your support. It makes a big difference. I have a son who's a sophomore in high school. I have a son who's a freshman in college. And sometimes I try to tell them things. Oh, yeah, Dad. Oh, yeah, Dad. Oh, yeah, Dad. But when you go out and you see it, then they're like, whoa. Whoa. And then my sons will actually say to me, hey, thanks, Dad. Somebody was telling me a story earlier from the IBEW about their son saying thank you to them. I want you to know that as parents, we do everything we can to protect you and provide for you the best that we can. And when we say it with just words, I know you kind of get it a little bit. I know you do. But when you see it, and then you live it, and it really hits home, then you really know. And anybody who's fortunate in this world, you also have a counter obligation to give back. Anybody who's fortunate, guess what? Along with that comes the responsibility of giving back. You're here today, you're giving back. So we really appreciate having the young folks here with us as well. I'd like to welcome Council President Matos. I know she's in the gym someplace. Where is she? Council President Matos here? She was here. Probably still here, probably doing some work. Councilman Correa is here as well. I'd like to welcome and thank our council representation in this neighborhood because I've been here 11 years now. And when I first came here, the neighborhood did not look like this. It didn't have this feel. And if you've been coming here for all these gingerbread, this gym didn't look like that. The neighborhood didn't look like that. The representation we have now out of our folks is extraordinary. I would like to believe maybe the best in the city. But even if not, it's exceptional. And I'd really like to thank our representatives for standing up on behalf of our students and families. We've never looked so good. So thank you to our representation. We also have some special guests over here from the Ronald McDonald House. Every year our school has a theme, and it'll be one of the last things that I say in just a minute, I promise. I told you I can hog a mic. We have the Ronald McDonald House here today. What an exceptional support for families that they are. Something that my family has actually used. My sister had to lead on the Ronald McDonald House several years ago, and it was just a blessing. They're here today. We'll have a little presentation that we coordinated with them in just a couple of minutes. But I'd very much like to welcome them and thank them for all their support throughout the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island. Thank you very much. One more time, I promise, and I'm sure I forgot some folks. We lost two other very special folks this year since our last Gingerbread Express. One is a gentleman by the name of William DeBate. And my first Gingerbread Express, when I was introduced to Bill DeBate, I was kind of taken back a little bit. And I was like, I'm in the William DeBate Elementary School, and your name's Bill DeBate? And they were like, yeah, yep, there he is. I was like, oh my God, and this is my sister, this is my brother, this is my nephew, this is my niece, this is this, this is this. If you're from the DeBate family, indulge me. Raise your hand just for a second if you're part of the DeBate family. Boys and girls, pay attention. It blew me away when I first came. Oh, there he is. Here's the nose. Could have put the nose back up. I want you to know that as I stand out front, the principal of this school, which I'm so fortunate for, it kind of hit me that, oh my God, there's the DeBate family. The school is named after William DeBate. I would never want to be someone who let this school fall down. I would never want to be someone who was associated with the school to see us go into a decline. And I'll be honest with you, since day one, since I met Denise and the rest of the family, I carry sort of a chip on my shoulder, an honor, a privilege, maybe that I could never let this school go down because I could never look at Denise and the rest of the family and be like, oh, sorry, DeBate family, but we're falling down right now. Sorry, but we're doing our best, but no way. And I think that after 11 years, and again, 11 years of being very fortunate, I want you to know that drives me. That really drives me. And when I talk to our faculty and our staff and our boys and girls and our families, I remind them We're not named after some, long ago historical figure. We're the William DeBate Elementary School. The debates are standing right here in our gym right now. So we all have a responsibility to always maintain the highest expectations and standards. And this year, especially for Bill DeBate. So I'd like to take a minute to thank the entire DeBate family and know that Bill DeBate lives with us. Also this year, Denise lost her husband, Jack Orton, the Honorable Jack Orton. And I had the honor and the privilege of going to his mass, his funeral, his mass. Wow. Wow. Accomplished, respected, had a former governor up speaking on his behalf. And I was talking to Denise here, I said, wow, boy, when my time comes, if I could ever have somebody say half of those things about me, it was amazing. One of the most humbling moments of my life to sit there and hear about Jack Orton, somebody I really wish I knew more of and could attach myself more to. And then he said, yeah, that's the kind of guy he is. He was kind of like a common man who just, everybody, just was easy to be around. And you kind of wish you could be like him, but not in an envious sort of way, just set a great example, a role model. And I'll be honest with you, boys and girls, that's what we should all aspire to. You should be somebody that the person next to you looks at and says, God, I wish I could be more like him. I really wish I could be more like her. Or you know what, maybe I should share what I have with this person because I'm so fortunate. Ultimately, that's what it's about, helping somebody else. And the best part about our school, ladies and gentlemen, and again, our boys and girls will all receive in a way like some of them have never seen before in a second. But know this, the giving and generosity that you express upon our boys and girls, they get it. Fifth graders, where you at? Raise your hands. Fifth grade. Some of these students have been here for 6 years. Most of them, 6 years, 6 gingerbreads. And that's how we measure things, by the way. That's our increment. That's our metric. Everything's measured in gingerbread. 6 years. Imagine. You don't think that stays with them in middle school, high school, college, and beyond? I told you the story earlier about when I went to the bank. Gingerbread came up. She didn't even come to our school, that particular lady. But her brother and sister come here. Gingerbread came up. They remember. They know. They appreciate. And guess what? Today we give back as well. And that's actually why we have the Ronald McDonald House here today specifically. Our school, K-5, 405 students took up a collection to help support the Ronald McDonald House. Because as much as we do like to receive, there's nothing better than giving. We know that. We're adults, we know that. And if you have the ability to give, you know that's the best. That's even better than receiving. So, with no further ado, again, I'm a little bit off track here, but I'm going to stick to the important. I'm going to eat the meat on the plate first. Mrs. Lucas, we have a presentation for the Ronald McDonald House at this time.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Gingerbread Day. We are citizens from room 205 and 206.
Every Friday we work together to learn about the 4 foundations of democracy, which are authority, privacy, justice, and responsibility. We learn what it means to be responsible citizens in our community. We look how our past has shaped our present and what